Hello Internet, my name is Steven, and this video is the first video in my new series called Introduction to CodeIgniter. What I'll be teaching you guys in this series is some of the basics of CodeIgniter. I want to cover Model View Controller. I want to cover a bunch of the libraries and helpers that CodeIgniter has to offer. I also want to help you guys start to understand the workflow and just the way building your CodeIgniter applications are going to work. Before I begin, I want to talk a little bit more about CodeIgniter, what it is, and why you should use it. Maybe what you should know before using it. I recommend that you know PHP quite well. Obviously, the framework is written in PHP, so you can use any of your native PHP code that you've learned previously. CodeIgniter uses a model view controller, or it is a model view controller rather. What that means is it has a controller which will gather logic from the models and then display them in the views. And again, we'll cover that a little bit later. One of the reasons that you should consider CodeIgniter for a framework to learn is the user guide. I've learned a couple different frameworks. I've learned Zen framework. I've learned Yi, which is also pretty good. But this one has the best user guide I have ever come across. If you go to the CodeIgniter.com website and click User Guide, it'll take you right there. Click on this Table of Contents tab, and there you go. All of these things. This is such helpful information. If I need help with the Form Helper, I click on Form Helper, and it has every function that the Form Helper has to offer. Has examples, and it's very helpful. I'll let maybe later in the tutorial in this series, we'll go into using the user guide a little bit, but for the most part it's very straightforward, and it'll be extremely helpful in your projects, I guarantee it. Okay, now what we're going to do is we're going to install CodeIgniter. What we'll want to do is go to CodeIgniter.com, click Download CodeIgniter. It'll download as a zip file. We will save file, wait for it to download. It downloads very quickly because as you can see, it is only 2.2 megabytes big. For a PHP framework, it's the smallest one. I mean, smallest big name framework. What that means is when you're writing, when you're considering which framework that you want to learn, assuming you want to learn one, which I assume you do because you're watching this video, one of the things you should look out for is the footprint. As you can see right here, they have designed this to have a very small footprint. This makes your applications that you'll write in CodeIgniter launch so much faster. In comparison to Zend, CodeIgniter is like 10% of the size. I'm pretty sure that's like almost exactly what the percentage is. It's super small. So let's get into it. Let's go right into installing it. I'll double click this, open up this zip file, which I'm in Windows 7, so it opens in a folder. Now I'm going to go into my WAMP folder. I have WAMP installed on my local machine. As you can see, here it is. Just go right into www, and I'll just grab this one. I'm just going to click and drag it. Let it unzip. And then what I'm going to do is just rename this CI_intro, of course, for the series. This will be the main project folder of this series, Introduction to CodeIgniter. So now that we have this, we're going to go into we're going to try and run that CodeIgniter application, see what we have so far. So I'll go to localhost, and there we go. That runs perfectly. Here's my project, CI_intro, what I just made. Click on it, and there you can see our CodeIgniter app has just been launched, and this is what runs. In the next tutorial, I'll be teaching you guys how to use controllers, what they do, and how they work.